Hello, good evening, and welcome to what I hope will be my TCC Extreme Challenge clear of the man known as the Immortal Lufenia. It's Core's event against the Liquid Warrior, which is a Tyrant reskin. And I want to say Liquid Weapon is the name of the sword ad, but honestly, who really cares? So I say hopefully TCC Extreme because I recorded this pretty much as soon as the event came out, and there is not an established rubric for it yet. I can't imagine any of these characters are going to be banned, though. Probably Terra, because Terra Yang completely melts this. And Tifa, again. It's largely a single target fight, so I'm expecting them to be banned. But with Golbez, Warrior of Light, and Lightning, I think we're in a good spot. Especially because it's not actually a very good team, in all honesty. Lightning and Golbez are quite nice insofar as they're quite self-sufficient damage dealers, which means that when the time comes to take Warrior of Light off the field, they won't really be losing too much in terms of damage. I say that. Of course, I'm bringing Core on to deal with the Orb later on, and he does give HP damage up. It's not as much as Warrior of Light, but it's not a whole lot less either, so they'll still be hitting plenty hard. So the idea behind this team was, one, I love using Golbez. He's really fun. He hits super hard. He has a nice splash to take out the ad without having to focus on it too much. And yeah, he's just a really big, heavy hitter. I mean, look at that. We like those numbers. Unfortunately, the key problem is that he's very, very slow. And when you pair him up with Lightning, he's really not getting many turns. I guess Warrior of Light slightly mitigates that because he's no speedster himself. But yeah, Golbez did not get all that many turns in this run, which is a little bit unfortunate. The idea behind Lightning, though, aside from delaying the main boss to hell and back when the time comes, is that she'll be able to work well with Core to deal with the Orb. It's kind of just a hipster version of using Terra, if I'm honest. there's no real advantage, but yeah, it felt like busting her out. I'm not really an expert on using Lightning, in all honesty. I don't know her rotations too well, just because I never use her. You know, I know what you're supposed to do with Commando and Ravager and hitting the Army of 1+ and all that, but as you can see there, I'm sort of like trying to remember what the buffs are. I'm like, am I in... Wait, there's no plus, which means I... Whatever. I'm trying quite hard not to overuse her free turns at the moment. You know, I want Golbez to be able to hit, and I don't want her to run out of juice. It's happened with her before, but it's more that I want to be able to spam those skills to deal with the Orb when it matters. And we'll come to the Orb when it arrives, but I think I was a little bit more afraid of it than I needed to be. So just using that Dark Enchant to make sure Golbez is still hitting super hard. He never runs out of skills, half because he's so slow. I mean, he's pretty slow when you got Lightning on your team, but also he has a lot of skill uses. Like it's a lot of skill uses. Dear, my English was showing there. So Army of 1. I'm just using that to finish this off, and also because yeah, if I see a re-break, I want it, you know. And it's nice to have that out of the way. Now, the only really dangerous thing this boss does is its recast. You know, if you let it get too many turns, it'll start hitting you and doing brave gains, doing nasty HP damages, but if you can mitigate against it, you really don't have much to worry about. Warrior of Light preventing the party from getting broken, which of course is one of Core's big selling points as well, because we're trying to prevent that recast from coming. That recast is actually pretty nasty. Only if it breaks you, though. If it doesn't break you, it's just some brave damage. You don't need to worry about it, and it resummons his ads, but the ad's not too scary. You know, it can put a shield up if you let it get its recast off. It's a mechanic if you're using a team that can't deal with it, I suppose. But you know, even when it's getting a turn, this is missing, so not too frightened of it. But if it does break you with its recast, as I believe, many bad things happen. Oh, little WhatsApp there, apologies. What I can say, though, is you really don't need to worry too much if you've got any kind of shielding or preventing yourself from being broken, because you're just not going to take too much damage from it. Like, Warrior of Light's preventing you from taking any damage while those shields up are as well, so you are totally safe with him on the field. It's actually my first time using him in a fight since his ulti board reworks, and I'm very, very happy with them. He's a powerful boy. Starting to make me think maybe I shouldn't have pulled for 9, because when am I ever going to use him over Warrior of Light? Part of why this team I don't think is very good is I wasn't expecting to clear it. This is the first time I tried the event, so there are quite a lot of misplays. Usually with these events, I find, if you're using a team that's not very good, you do have to take some time to learn the intricacies of the fight, which you just do not have to do in this one. It's really, really quite easy. It's quite easy if you've got the tools to deal with it, which, it's easy to say, well, that's all Lufenia, but it's not always all Lufenia. We're getting close to the orb coming, so starting to think about getting core in place. As I said, we're going to be pulling out Warrior of Light for core, who pairs beautifully with Lightning, as you might expect. And it means that Lightning is close to being able to just go absolutely ham and delay it to hell and back. It might get I think it gets one more turn in, and then after that, you ain't seeing any more of this thing doing anything at all. So we bring core in. So to touch on the orb, it's actually very restrictive, but that's deceptively not a huge issue. What the orb does is you need to hit it with a different character's additional attack. I don't want to say follow-up, because, core does his reverse follow-ups. I guess that's what we're calling them at the moment. But that means there's actually only 3 characters in the game currently that are capable of dealing with it. So you've got Core, who's just come out, it's his event, of course he can deal with his orb. I say that, it's happened before, hasn't it? But, yeah, so Core can deal with it. Noctis BT as well, with his follow-ups. And, classically, Yang is very good at dealing with it as well. In fact, Yang also has the additional utility of not getting broken. So, he's got that going for him, which is useful in this fight. Now, Lightning likes Core quite a lot because she takes a lot of turns, and Core gets a lot of additional attacks off that. Very, very similar to Terry Yang in this context when we're not letting the boss get turns. Although, it's kind of a meme to call him Yang, because he does do a lot more than that. He is a different character to Yang. He's not a side grade, he's not an upgrade. But in this context, he's performing what I would call a classically Yang function. The one thing I think is interesting, I don't want to say don't like, I think is interesting about Core Friend is you don't treat him like a lot of other Friend units, because he's got that Dark Knight Cecil LD. There you go, he's Yang Dark Knight Cecil. Insofar as he has an instant turn immediately after his LD. And then immediately after that, he gets his Rainbow move. Whatever it's called, his Setzer move. So it's, what is he, Dark Knight Cecil, Yang Setzer? But that's also instant turn. Which, if you were to spam those two in succession, you wouldn't get any of his, his juice. You wouldn't get any of his additional attacks. Which, it's nice that he's got that in his kit. And maybe there is a world where you actually do want a Core Friend specifically to just do that burst damage all in one go. I think there are better calls for it, like Tifa. Oh, they're not calls, friends. What am I saying? But, maybe you don't have Setzer, and you need to deal rainbow damage, and you need to think of a contrived scenario. But my point is, when you're dealing with his on-turn as a friend, it's a little bit different, because you're pressing his normal skills, right? And they're good skills. What is it? Moonlight, whatever it is. Battery's the party, it's got 2 dumps. He hits hard on his turn. Absolutely no slouch, this core. But yeah, we're getting very close to the end of the fight. It has, I think, 15 million health, which is... it's alright. It feels like a lot. But it's, I think, less than the previous Transcendents combined, so it's not impossible. I think one of the other failings with this team is I didn't need to build around dealing with the orb quite so much. I think, you know, if you play more intelligently with your core, and more intelligently around, you know, which I really didn't do, more intelligently around getting those orb procs properly, you know, you don't need to bring a turn stealer for it, I don't think. Probably bring someone who just does more damage. But, I don't know, Lightning's Delay is nice. It's more that I think Golbez kind of doesn't fit totally in this team. There are probably better picks. Maybe Sephiroth, with his higher turn rate skills, being able to get a little bit more juice, stretch that orb a little bit further, rather than just Core getting his turn almost immediately after Lightning. But I can't complain, it worked, and I got to use a character I like quite a lot. We're very near killing it at this point. The orb's not going up again, but it doesn't matter. You know, he's at low health, I've still got my summon. Not much I need to worry about anymore. But yeah, thanks very much for coming and watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I actually do have another clear that I will be posting sooner rather than later, which is Eldenash Ash, Blue Ash, and oh, she's phenomenal. And who's the other one? Yang, that's right. So yeah, do stay tuned for that, because that is very good fun. But yeah, this is just for, ooh, just noticed. Using that Divine Summon made the orb go up. I guess this is a time where the summon doesn't just freeze, it makes the orb go up. But yeah, that Black Fang will seal the deal. So yeah, thanks very much, and catch you later.